It's true. Everyone's soul energy is owned. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Everyone's soul energy is owned. When I speak in terms of everyone, I'm speaking of every single moving being on the planet. Okay? Now, I know you want to know, well, who owns it? Now, this right here, what I'm talking about, and where this is coming from, it's coming from me as an oracle, as a psychic, as a medium. Okay? I am reaching deep within this great abyss, the spiritual realm, to bring you this message. Okay? Your soul energy is owned. And the reason why I'm saying this and trying to make this clear is because I have been watching a lot of videos and, you know, also talking to a couple of people about this situation, about the fact that you should not go into the light, go towards the darkness. Like there are options. There aren't any options, okay? I am sorry to tell you this, but you are owned. Just like you are owned here while you're on this planet. Did you decide to come to this planet? Well, that's a good question. You need to ask yourself, go into a meditative state to find out. But I hate to spoil it because you all may want to comment. But guess what? I highly doubt that you made the choice to come here. Okay? Highly doubt it. Because there is something that, once again, owns us and our very existence. It governs everything. Okay? How you get here, when you get here, and and whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't have any choices. You're just flung into this body. And then we sit down and we talk to one another. We think it over in our heads and we ask questions and everything as to why are we here? That's $1 trillion question that you'll ask yourself from now until you can't ask the question anymore. But I'm here to tell you today that you are owned and you will not be making any decisions as to where you go. Why? Because guess what? I've had another client to cross over. Yes. Isn't that crazy? I had another client to call in desperation because this person saw their death and, it was time for them to go over to the other side, and it was not their choice. You see, so that's why I say, how can you say choose? You can choose whether you want to go to the light or the dark when you can't even really choose when you're going to make your exit off of the planet. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, you can make that determination. You can go and be in a car accident and drive off a cliff. You can, blow your brains out. You can do a variety of things to choose your own exit. But I'm here to tell you that that's still not always the truth. Because guess what? You can be ready to jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and somebody can pull you back over. You can blow your brains out and you can survive, but you may not be able to talk for the rest of your life. Y'all see what I'm getting at? You really do not have, okay, the ability, even if you wanted to do it yourself, to choose when you're going to leave the planet, let alone decide whether or not you want to go into the light or the dark, okay? And I'm going to do another video to kind of talk to you all about, what one of my last clients talked about just before they passed away, okay? Because this person was sensing their impending death, or the way they described it, doom. And I want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? To give you some more insight as to where your soul goes. Because in 3 instances, I've had 3 to cross over. And not only did they not have a clue as to the fact that they were going to exit, a couple of them. You understand what I'm saying? I've spoken to 2 of them, and what was on the other side was a big surprise and a shock to them. Nothing in the church prepared them for what's over there right now. Okay? So, you need to know. Okay? Just like you're here and there are things that you want, and it's like you can't get your hands on it for nothing in the world. Like, most of all, freedom, okay? It's no different in the afterlife. Because someone owns your soul energy. Okay? That's if you have a soul. Now, I've always been taught, and I've always believed that every single thing on the planet has a soul. But I've been taught, okay, here lately, by new teachers, that's not true. That there are a lot of vessels that are sort of robotic. They have absolutely no souls in them. Okay? Just like you got your GMOs when it comes to your foods. Okay? They're able to genetically engineer our foods, our fruits and vegetables. They also have that type technology to do that with bodies. Did y'all not know that? Okay. Those bodies have no souls. Okay, just like if someone makes a robot, does that robot actually have a soul? Absolutely not. It only has a spirit within it. Okay? A soul is an energy, or is energy from the cosmos. Your soul energy will return back to some portion of the cosmos. Because souls are light energy. Okay? Darkness have no, or have that's right. Darkness have no souls. Absolutely no soul. Energy is within darkness. Okay? Soul energy is separate from darkness. Darkness is a void. It's an abyss of no light. Okay? When you look into the sky at night, what do you see? Very little soul energy and one big, huge blackness, an entire void. Okay? Each body within the constellation of light is comprised of soul energy. If the stars, or if a particular star dwindles, there is no more light, and eventually it becomes a black hole. That means the soul energy within that solar body, that star, has died. Yes, soul energy can and eventually will die. But what's so wonderful about that big, vast omniverse, new energy is always being recycled. Let me go back to this black hole. Black holes are produced by the lack of soul energy light within it. That solar body, that star, when light is gone, becomes a black hole. Okay? What is beyond that black hole remains a mystery. Whatever is behind it, it is so thirsty. It's a vampire for light. Because what it does, it sucks up every planet or every soul. I like to call them solar bodies. It sucks it up within it. Eventually, the same will happen to the earth, to our sun. And what's beyond that black hole? Probably a whole nother galaxy. Well, let's start with solar system. Well, let's start with planets. Let's start with stars. Let's say galaxies, universes, and omniverses. A whole nother round. Okay? You and your soul are owned by some great hierarchy in the cosmos. I don't know, maybe your energy came from, we call them these names because it's the English language, but they have other names. But for you, I will call them by the English names. Your solar body may be owned by the sun itself, Mars, Mercury. It may just be owned by Earth because we have a great core within the Earth of light. Did you all not know that? Okay. It may be owned by Mars, by Jupiter, Neptune, who knows? But most theorists say that planets do not own energy. It only holds the energy for a period of time, but the owner of the energy is usually the stars. Okay? If that makes any sense at all. So if you're owned by Jupiter, because a lot of people believe Jupiter is a star waiting to ignite. If you're owned by Jupiter, if you're owned by our star, okay, guess what? It's going to pull you back in. You have no other options. You're going. Can I tell you all an experience about one of my deceased clients that's gone and passed away? Okay. I said a couple of weeks ago, but it's really a little bit further back. This person passed away back in about August or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest with you, this was back in August. Let me tell you about what this person described this in the afterlife. They said they were struggling. Okay? That's all they could remember. A struggle. They saw a gun and they grabbed their gun. Shots were fired and it was over before they knew it. No, before they knew it. All they remember was a jolt. And they remember looking at everything like it was a movie. And all of a sudden, there was a black dot. That black dot began to grow. Bigger and bigger and bigger. And at the time, they did not know that they were deceased and no longer in their body. They just saw this black dot get so large until they were pulled inside of it. Can you imagine just looking at your walls in your house? You know, your walls might just be pink or whatever, and a dot shows up. And no matter how you bat your eyes and try to clear your eyes up, the dot gets bigger and bigger and pulls you in by your head. Once pulled in by your head, you are in a black abyss, traveling faster than the speed of light. Okay? Just moving with such a great force. You still do not know what's going on. You don't know what just occurred. Okay? That's the best way to put it. So what I want to say is there aren't any options to go to the darkness or to go into the light. Unless it's in your contract. Or unless you've, before you passed on, made it clear, I guess. I'm not sure. But your hierarchy will be calling you home. And you're going to go. And I want to talk about soul slaves. How they are, owned and how they are fearful of those that control them in the afterlife. And I want to talk to you all about that because you could be trapped in your house. When you pass on, your soul can get trapped in your house. Your soul can get trapped in a TV. Your soul can get trapped in a mirror. Your soul can get trapped in a cell phone. There are a lot of souls that are trapped. And there are beings in those places that won't allow you out. And they can be so intimidating that you will be frightened and you will follow their every command. I want to talk about even how, certain people's hierarchies can own your soul and keep you trapped and keep you working for them. Okay? Sort of like a zombie. It's just so much to talk about, y'all. I just don't have really much time to talk about it right now, but I'm coming back to talk to you a little bit more about soul slaves and who owns them. And, it's a deep subject matter, okay? We'll talk later. Bye-bye.